Hey Kayla, I wanted to leave you some feedback on essay two. Overall, this is a good essay. You have a clear thesis presented, and you're including a blend between um, the articles that we read for this unit and your own experiences. I want to talk to you about some few things here and there that you could do to improve this essay should you be interested in revising. So you start off by creating context by presenting these two really broad ideas about people having different views and opinions on education. Um, and then ending with your own. I think that that's a good movement. That's good movement in an introductory paragraph for this paper. However, I would recommend you actually presenting what these different opinions are and how do professionals define it, right? So generally, if you're saying, one person believes this, another person believes that, and I believe this, you actually need to state what the positions or what the opinions are. I think that you make a fair claim here that a student can be educated by doing more than just attending high school or university courses. But pay attention here because you're just kind of repeating yourself. This would be stronger if you actually took these sentences out and brought in Gatto much sooner. However, you need to make sure that you fully summarize Gatto's article. So, you present a good piece of information from Gatto to try to talk about your idea, but you need to create a full summary. So here's the rule when you bring in a source into your paper. The first time you bring a source in, you need to state the author's full name, the title of the essay, and create a summary that states the overarching main idea of the entire essay. Um, And so you do that first, so then you can present the minor points, right? So it's all about building your ethos as a speaker. I like that you're aligning yourself with Gatto's position, but I wish that you gave more here. So why did you feel that high school was boring? And why did you feel like the students did not excite them? And therefore, does it tie back to your idea of self motivation, right? So you want to make sure that you're maintaining this idea throughout the paper if it is indeed your thesis statement. So you have a little bit of expanding to do here. I think you do come back to these ideas, but it's way down here, like later on in the paper. And so uh, I think that those would be better suited following this paragraph, right? So readers like to have like content all positioned uh, near the same ideas in the paper. Otherwise, the paper feels really disorganized, right? So if you're presenting the idea that high school seemed boring and the curriculum did not excite the students, and like I'm saying, I want some more examples of that, you do expand on it, but you expand on it way down here, right? I think that those ideas would be better suited up here. So just think about, or following this idea, think about how you might reorganize these essays. I like that you're kind of taking an interesting approach to this scenario. I really wish that you described it more. So meaning why you believe that the student received an education. This sentence needs some tweaking. I think you have a typo here. Cheating should not be as the student learned. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I think you've got a typo here. But I can't quite tell if you're telling me that the scenario described you consider that an education because the student learned how to cheat and get away with it, and maybe that is what you mean, or if you're saying that just because the student cheated doesn't mean that they didn't learn anything, right? Um, because you then change the direction to talking about your critique on testing in general, and this is actually a really good idea. I just kind of need you to clarify what you're saying here because I'm not entirely sure yet. um i like I like what you're doing in terms of talking about trigger trigger warnings. Again, with Bereka, you want to make sure that you're creating a full summary, or excuse me, a full summary and signal phrase. Um, and I wish that you expanded on this idea more. Um, and tied that into your argument, which is self motivation. You got a little bit of repetition here because you've already talked about the idea of controversial topics up here. I would start here with this sentence, another professional, right? So you want to make sure that you're not just repeating the same ideas in these new paragraphs, but you are indeed progressing forward. So as a whole, things are looking pretty good in this essay. Your works cited page is very professional. Like I said, you've got a strong thesis statement. I think just rethinking your organization and expanding on some of your ideas would strengthen this paper even more. All right, let me know if you have questions. Thanks.